instead of going into situations learning how can I give the gospel, how can I yada yada yada, it's like leading with your humanity actually helps people to be vulnerable with you, and then they'll teach you how to serve them. They'll teach you. They'll show you what they actually need.
What is up, everyone? We are back with another episode of Shaping the Culture. Shaping the Code.
Very simple question. How did you learn how to share the gospel? And then what's like, because it's kind of intimidating, what's like a simple way you present it to people when you do? Yeah.
One, I learned how to share the gospel through discipleship, being around people who actually shared the gospel. And I think I tell people this all the time, and I also wrote it in my book. I think the way you learn how to share the gospel is start sharing the gospel. Like I think our fear of failure is, I think the enemy uses that so much, and just being reminded that God used failure all through the scriptures, and so like he's actually sufficient to use your imperfection. Like that's what God does, and so like. When I started to share the gospel, it was so many times I felt like I failed and fumbled the soul. And it's like, nah, like God is sovereign. And so just go out there, share the gospel. And as you get better at it, the Lord's going to use it. And I think to answer the second half of the question, I think you asked like how do I present it in a way or whatever. I think leading with my humanity. I think a lot of times when we as Christians think about living this life of faith and we think about the God that we serve, I think that we often think about him as this great transcendent God who's God and omniscient and all the things, but we forget that he actually became a man to live amongst us, that he led us with his humanity, and we try to do the opposite and try to like be God, and it's just like, no, like I think being effective evangelists in our culture is just leading with your humanity, and so before knowledge, I lead with my humanity. And I think that when you lead with your humanity, I think people teach you how to serve them. And I think instead of going into situations learning how can I give the gospel, how can I yada yada yada, it's like leading with your humanity actually helps people to be vulnerable with you, and then they'll teach you how to serve them. They'll teach you. They'll show you what they actually need. And so I think this is the reason why Jesus asks such good questions that he already knew the answer to. Woman at the well, where's your husband? He knew she had 5. Right? But right, he's asking the question to help, like, to reveal something in her heart. He's trying to reveal himself to her. And so I think that we go into situations asking the right questions, leading with our humanity, leading with our vulnerability. So many people have allowed me to give the gospel to them because I share with them my failures, and they just felt comfortable with me. And so now it's an open door for me to just, you know what I mean? And so don't overthink it. Lead with your humanity, and when the time calls for it, give them the gospel in love. So.
Shaping the Code.